Hello and welcome back to the Dungeons & Dragons Podcast UK. My name is Yazmin and I will be the DM.
Hi, my name's Samantha. I play Elora Greyvale, a sorcerer from Nephalia.
Hello, I'm Colin Robinson and I play Cuin de Greymont, a paladin from Gavany.
Hi, I'm Ryan and I play Ogvar, a ranger from Kessig.
Esther's enthusiasm of their new acquaintances was sadly not shared by all. Caddo, the cleric, seems a perfectly nice person, but the fighter Galor is more of an acquired taste. His flamboyant character leaves a lot to be desired by some of our party. Orlan took a definite and distinct dislike of Galor's grating demeanour, and the salty satchel was not shy in sharing his opinion. Conversely, Cuin somehow kept his comments in check. Elora played the part of peace envoy and did her best to placate the handy haversack. As we rejoin the group, the lighthouse mystery looms. Episode 30. You ooze, you lose. We do have a couple of housekeeping announcements this week. Firstly, we would like to welcome our new permanent crew member, Spencer, who will be playing Caddo, a cleric from Gavany. And we would also like to thank Perrin for playing Galor, the fighter from Gavany, for us. Well, right, we're up on a promontory. I wonder... Is it stood proud of the sea, isn't it? It stood on a...
It's about 15-20 foot above the sea level.
I wonder if there was any old, almost like a delivery entrances or hatch entrances where you could offload something from a boat round the back. I mean, I know Caddo took a look. I mean, perhaps we could all just, I don't know, perhaps somebody else should just go and have a second pair of eyes, see if we can see if there is. I mean, there may be no entrance, but I don't know.
Shall we go in through the back entrance?
Well, if there is one.
There's one, is it?
Well, that's what I'm suggesting. Maybe there is another way in. If the stairs going down, perhaps there is some kind of loading hatch or loading door somewhere.
Esther chimes in. She says, yes, and that would make sense, wouldn't it? Especially if those stairs down.
Well, yeah, I mean, if something gets unloaded off a ship or something, I mean, perhaps this rope bridge wasn't always here, I don't know.
You wouldn't bring supplies, large supplies, across a rope bridge such as that, would you?
Well, the rope bridge might not have even existed in previous years. I mean, it's obviously been there a long time, but, you know.
Yeah, you wouldn't like to carry a cask of flour across there, would you? You know,
Well, not
750, 60 kilo.
Well, not really. I just wonder how they get other supplies in. I mean, surely somebody isn't coming across this rope bridge all the time.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Guys, can I suggest? I'll keep an eye on the door just in case. And why don't you guys have a good look round around the base?
Yes.
Yep.
Cool. I'll stay with. Elora's going to stay with Caddo.
Okay, so you can. Everyone who's not staying with Caddo and Elora can roll me a search check.
21 all in.
Oh, there's a man.
7.
Okay. Both Galor and Cuin, you're too busy trying to compete with each other to see who can spot it first to actually spot anything. But Ogvar, you kind of go a different direction, and as you round the back of the lighthouse, you notice that there is something with your knowledge of nature and geography in general. You notice that there is some just on the very edge of this this stump. You can see that the ground kind of dips and curves slightly round. And upon closer look, there is a very thin. It's not even 5 foot wide. It's just wide enough for a person walking. A strip of land which curves round and down.
Okay, I'm gonna just sort of walk to the edge and just have a little peek round.
Yeah.
So it's sort of like a pathway that sort of curls round the outside of the...
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. So, making note of that, I'll walk back to the rest. I might sort of just walk round the opposite way to where Cuin and Galor are having their moment.
Okay.
So I'll just look over at them, so I like to shake my head and tut. Yeah, and go back towards Caddo and Elora and Esther, I suppose, is
Yes,
still there?
Esther's stayed with them.
Okay. And I'll walk up to the three. I think I may have found something. 2, 3, 4. Sorry, tickle.
What have you found?
There seems to be a small pathway leading down to a lower level. Maybe there's a way to get in down there.
Cuin, Gala,
Yeah, coming.
What?
I think Ogvar's found a way.
Well, I hope so, because I don't want to stand out here all day.
Just show us where this is then, Ogvar.
Oh yes, just follow me. I'll show you.
I'm just going to command Pickle to stay at the our end of the rope bridge.
Yep.
So he's just going to lie down as he would.
Pickle stays, yeah.
And just stay there.
So I'll walk over and sort of gesture down towards it. You see, it goes down there and seems to curl around the side of the rock, and maybe something down there. I don't want to go on my own just in case I went for a swim.
Yeah, I'll go, if you want, I'll go first. No problem.
No, I'll go first, thank you.
Well, maybe if I'm not pushing it. Yes, you go first then. No problem.
I suppose if he falls in, it'd be easier to find.
Well, that's true.
I heard that.
Only thinking of your safety.
What
Well-
was that? What's going on? We're not going down, are we? Are we going down?
No, Galor's going first.
Oh, okay. So you start making your way, and you can make me a balance check, please.
Does it look particularly dark down
Oh, that's not good.
Oh no! 4.
Was there
Have
any,
you got any sort of
bonuses?
modifier?
That one would bonus.
Oh, that's with a modifier. It wasn't a nat 1, was it? No. Oh,
No.
right.
2.
Oh dear.
2.
Right. You take about 3 steps down this slope when you stand on a piece of loose rubble and your foot slips from underneath you. And you've got that kind of moment where your heart is in your mouth as you're just kind of windmilling over, looking over this edge down towards the sea. When you feel a hand latch onto the back of your collar and Esther pulls you back. She's, well, better be careful, dearie. It's quite a drop there.
I gather. This won't be doing that again anytime soon. Ogvar, do you want to go first?
Doesn't look like I've really been given much of a choice here, does it?
No, I'll go first if you
No.
wish.
So yeah, Esther, would you care to come with me? You seem to be halfway down already.
Oh, yes, of course.
Yeah, so I'll follow Esther down.
So she waits for Gala to kind of come back up onto the top, and then she walks back down herself. And she's going very carefully. She's holding on to the wall, making sure she's always got a constant hand grip on the wall on the left. And as she's walking, she is actually pushing loose rocks off the path in front of her into the sea, so they're not actually in the way.
Okay. Ogvar seeing that is going to sort of like try and learn as he goes and
Yep. Okay.
mimic her style.
Yep. You can make me a dexterity check.
Dexterity check. That's going to be an 8, wasn't it?
Yeah. You're very wobbly going down here, and you're clinging onto the wall for dear life, but you haven't slipped and you haven't fallen.
Ogvar, is it safe down there?
I wouldn't exactly go that far, no.
Is it worth us following you yet, or would you like to go a bit further and see before we risk it?
I would wait there for a few moments more.
Okay.
Lead the way, Esther, please.
I assume that we're kind of gathered at the side of the building, kind of looking down at what they're doing.
Yeah. Esther carries on walking, and she disappears slightly out of your sight for a minute. But as you come back round this kind of bit, she's just come round. You can see her, and she's picked up the pace a bit because down kind of further ahead of her, you can see a small-ish plateau and a grate. She goes, "Oh, well, there's a grate here."
Is a grate sort of set into the wall or into the floor?
It's more like a kind of portcullis affair.
Okay.
It looks like the stone has kind of been hewn out in like kind of like an arch shape, and then they've put this kind of grate.
So it's going in rather than down.
it's going in.
And how big's the plateau bit? Is how many people are going to be able to stand on that?
You could probably just about fit everyone.
Right. I'm going to shout down. You guys below, Have you got anywhere yet? Can you see anything?
Hello, Laura. Yes.
You might have to shout, because we're right the way back up there.
Hello, Laura. Yes. We seem to be down on a ledge, and there's a bit of a grate which we haven't inspected yet. But bear with, and I will let you know. So,
Okay, if you need anything, just shout, yeah?
okay, will do. So I'd like to inspect the grate. See, is it hinged or is it permanently fixed?
The grate is hinged. It opens out towards as you're looking at it, you've got the path going up on your left.
Mhm.
The grate opens out towards the right. And it does fold, it looks like it would fold fully flat against the wall.
Okay.
You guys, just bear with me one moment. Right. And I reach down and open the pouch that Leonard's made for me, and I'm teasing Rowan out there, and I'm going to say to Rowan, I want you to go round, and there is a grate apparently round the back. I want you to go in there and have a look.
Okay.
Because he can get between the bars, can't he?
Yeah,
I've not seen that before. Are you talking to your bat?
Oh, have you not met him? This is right. I'll tell you what. You'll meet him in a minute. This is Rowan Batkinson.
Okay.
She's got a talking bat.
Let me just check. No, actually, it doesn't talk.
no, that's what I'm wondering what you're doing.
Well, I've got. Hang on a minute. Can't I send him to do stuff for me?
Yeah, but he can't report anything back to you.
Have you got some sort of psychic link with him?
I've got an empathic link for a mile, but how does an empathic link
So
work?
you'll get
Empathic is
emotion.
feelings
You'll get
and
emotion.
emotions.
So at least if he's batshit scared, we'll know.
Hey.
Boom.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. Boom. Yeah, I'm going to send Rowan and see if I can get anything back off him. Rowan, I want you to go and have a look. See what's there.
Rowan kind of dives out of your hand and he flies down, and Esther and Ogvar, you just feel like a little black blur kind of fly between your heads and into this, through this grate.
Oh, great. Rowan.
And Elora, you get the distinct you get this impression from Rowan of damp.
Of what?
Damp.
Damp. I just shiver a little bit.
You alright?
Yeah, just kind of feeling a bit cold, damp, you know. That's what I'm kind of just getting a bit of feedback if it's just damp in there.
Can I try the grate, see if it will hinge open?
Yep. Make me a strength check.
Okay. That would be a 16 all in.
Okay.
Good numbers.
Yeah. You give it a wrench, and this first initial wrench, there is a scraping squeak of like protesting metal as you just start to crack open this grate and it starts to actually move.
Okay.
Ogvar, what's that noise?
I'm just trying to open the grate. It's I think it's coming. I think it will go.
Do you want us down there with you?
At that point, I'm going to think to myself, go, how high are they above me, roughly?
It's about 20 foot up.
Okay.
Oh, so it's going to take a good
So-
shout. I was going to say, it's a good shout down there, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm going to say, I'm going to shout back, yes, hold on, and I'm going to take my 50 foot of rope
Yep.
and throw it up straight away, straight up onto the ledge that the other guys are on.
Okay, make me a strength check.
It's going to be a 14.
Yeah, you just about managed to get this rope up onto the ledge above. I take it you've still got hold of the other end, yeah?
I'm going to shout up to anyone who can hear. I've just thrown a rope up. It'll lead you straight down to where I am, but not too many. There's not a lot of space.
Okay.
Okay, so
So
I'll fix it. Find something. You're talking about me finding something to fix it too.
anybody who heard me.
Okay, I'll try and attach it to something up here. So I'm going to find something to attach it to.
So are we looking to use the rope to help us get down the path so that it's less
Yes.
treacherous? Okay, that makes sense.
Okay. Okay then, who's first?
Well, how have you
what you-
secured the rope?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I'm at. I've got to find something.
Could we secure it to the grate and use our slot up at the top to pull it? Potentially.
No, 'cause it goes
I've got a
sideways.
burrowing piton. I've got a
Nice.
pair.
There we go. Well done. You or a tent pegger. I suppose a tent pegger would do the job, wouldn't it? a decently constructed tent peg. If you've
Well,
got
I have
piton,
a
that's
set
even
of
better.
pitons, but unfortunately I'm at the bottom.
Yeah, but if you get stuck in with them, if you've got them,
I've got a pair of burrowing pitons. I will take one of the pair
Okay.
and I will offer it up to some rock, make a loop in the end of the rope and attach. Just how do I have to hit?
And they burrow themselves, don't
I think so.
They
Yeah.
burrow themselves.
Yeah. So I'm going to take a piton, put it
Yep.
through the small loop that I've made, and I'm going to stab the piton into the nearest solid-looking piece of
Yeah.
rock.
These kind of runes and small markings of engravings which have been engraved on the side of the piton, they light up in this kind of green, magical kind of hue, and the piton just slowly sinks like it's dipping into water. Really, there's no resistance, there's no noise. It just slides like butter into the bedrock.
Oh, would you look at that? That's really satisfying. I like these.
that's a handy bit of kit.
Yeah, I've never had one like this before. I've only got two.
It's a very nice. It's a very
Found
nice.
them recently.
It's a very nice shade of green. It matches my outfit.
Oh god.
Right, who do we think? Who do we think should go down? Did he say who he needed?
No, I'll go down first. You know.
Well, he might be after a magic caster rather than more brute strength. Let's shout down and find out. Ogvar, is there anybody particularly you want down there with you to help? Do you need more strength? Do you need some magic caster? Who do you need with you?
Well, I've managed to open it a small amount, so yes, more strength may be the answer. We'll certainly try.
Okay, on my way. Oh,
So, how are you getting down?
I'm going to go down the bit.
Down the rope. Roll me a climb check.
There we
That big
go.
old brute to come down on the rope.
Good luck. 13.
Okay, and put your armour check penalty on that.
9. Oh, no. 8.
Yeah, you managed to use this rope to climb down. It's a little more difficult for you because you've got a lot of heavy armour on, but you managed to get down and you land safely in the kind of almost in front of the grate where Ogvar and Esther are.
We'll go and see if we can shift it together.
Okay, so Esther will join in on this one, so make me a strength check, Ogvar, and Cuin, you can make me an assisted strength check.
14, one in front of her.
18.
Yep, okay. So between the two of you, Esther doesn't really put much towards this. She's kind of towards the hinge end and it's not budging much. But you manage to crank it open a little more and you get this, once again, this kind of ear-piercing shriek of like old twisted metal just moving in ways it doesn't really want to move.
I say, it doesn't really want to budge. I'll see if I've got a bit of oil in me old backpack. I'll try and put that. Yeah, so.
Oh, yes, by all means, by all means.
Okay, so you're oiling the hinges.
I'm splashing a little bit on.
Okay, so Cuin, you oil the hinges. You can make me another strength check, and you can both have a +2 on your strength check.
Okay.
15.
10.
Okay, between the three of you, you manage to open the grate just wide enough.
Sorry.
You manage to open the gate you manage to open the grate just wide enough that you can. There's enough room for like Cuin, who's the biggest person here, to slip through.
Okay.
Okay.
So, just shout back up to the other guys. Okay, guys, we've got it open. I think if you all come down slowly.
So I think the way to do this is to hold the rope, but go down the path. So is the path curled round the rope curled round the path, or is there sort of a path and then there's the rope?
What you've got is the rope goes straight up from the grate.
So we've basically got the toss up of rope or path.
Yes.
Elora, rope or path?
Well, I've had a decent breakfast. I'd give the rope a go, but if you think it's safer for two of us to go down the path, supporting each other, then we can do that. What's easier for you? I'm happy to fall in line with that.
Well, there's three of us. I think if perhaps if we put the peacock at the front, you in the middle, me at the back.
Yeah, fine. We maybe if we just, maybe if we anchor each other together, maybe.
Let's give it a try.
Yeah.
You up for that, Gaylor?
Well, of course. And I will happily be the peacock of the convoy, you know.
Great.
There we go then. So, Gaylor
So
up
I
front.
have a little bit of rope. I do have some rope. So what I'm going to do is take out my rope. I've got rope, haven't I?
Mm-hmm.
Hang
Got
on.
50 foot. We've all got 50 foot at the beginning.
Yeah. I'll take out my hemp rope out of my backpack. I'll tie it round myself. I'll pass it to I'll tie myself in the middle, kind of thing, and then they can tie themselves a decent sort of like 10 foot each side of me, and then the end loops they'll just have to pick up and carry or something, put over their arm or shoulder or something.
That's a good looking knot. You've done that before, haven't you?
Well, life on the ships, it's not necessarily my job, but you get involved with all sorts when it's needed. Too many drunk sailors some days.
You'll have to show me how to do that one day.
Yeah, I'll do just that.
Okay.
So, Gala's going to go first, I'll go second. We are lashed to each other in case we slip, but I'd rather give it a go down the path than down the rope, I think.
Okay, so you can all make me balance checks.
Okay. Balance.
8.
Okay.
Good.
11.
That's 14 all in.
Okay. So as you're walking, you're starting to make your way down this path. Galo, you're really not comfortable with doing this. You've already slipped once on here and seen your life flash before your eyes. And you're very tentative and it's not at all smooth. You're really having some issues with this path. At the back, Kado, you're not too bad, but you're not as dexterous or really sure-footed as Esther or Ogvar were on their way down. And Elora, in the middle, with your experience on the ships, you're used to kind of having to deal with rough seas, balancing around. You're actually doing all right.
Yeah, I'm trying to support, on the way down, I'm trying to support Gala, who's obviously not the most balanced on the way down, so I've got one hand on the rope in front of me, trying to just give him a little bit of support from the middle.
Yep. Okay. So you kind of slowly inch your way down, and you can all make another balance check.
That's a nat 20 with a 4 on top. Woo! Get in!
21.
9.
Was that a natural 20 you rolled?
No, 19.
Okay.
9. All in.
Okay. So at this point, you've kind of got a bit more confidence at Gala, and you're like, okay, yeah, no, this is fine, I can do this. So you start moving down at a bit of a faster pace. Elora, you are A-okay with this. You're like, oh, yeah, sure, it's fine. It's only a massive drop, it's all right. At the back, Kado, you're kind of like, you're getting pulled along slightly by them, and you're slipping, your footing isn't as good. You're having to rely heavily on this line and clinging onto the wall just to make sure that you don't slip over. So you're having kind of like a rough time at this point. But it takes you a while, but you will manage to get to the bottom onto this little platform. What would you like to do?
I'm going to see if there's any light inside, see if it's dark or...
The passageway is dark.
Oh, right.
Ladies and gents, before we head in here, do we want to think anything about how we can make sure we're as safe as possible going in? Certainly, I have the ability, if you wish, to make some light.
Well, yes, that'd be most of it. What, are you going to put it in my head, or a torch, or...?
My understanding is that I can make any item of yours act as a torch.
Oh, right, well, here you go. Here's my morning star.
Is there any benefit to be had in blessing anybody?
Well, we can do Wanderer's Ward. I mean, that gives us...
How many Gavanians? I don't know quite what the plural is. Have we got? I'm one.
I'm one. So,
He's one.
So that's 3 Wanderer's Wards.
so we could... 2 people could do it?
I'm
Keep
going
one in
in.
reserve. It's probably a good idea.
Yeah, I'll go in if you want.
So
No,
it's something you can cast
it's something that's cast.
that lasts
I don't
6
know.
hours that just helps people out while they're in there fighting. So and you can cast it on yourself plus one other.
Per level.
No.
Isn't it?
So it's yourself and 4 others.
Yeah.
4 others.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
4 others.
Yeah.
All right. So actually, a group of 6 of us, we do only need 2, don't we?
Hmm.
But we need 1.5 really. But I bet you can't get away with doing 1.5 of them.
No, once you've cast it, you've either got to do 2, 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Once the casting's done, it's cast back.
Right.
Yeah.
Who's going to hold it in reserve? Does it matter who holds it in reserve?
I will.
Okay.
Okay. So if you and I cast that, or do you cast it, or does it just? How does it happen?
Using Wanderer's Ward, you have to do a prayer to Avacyn and touch the people you want to protect.
Okay, well, I'll touch Ogvar, Esther, and myself. Okay.
You might want to explain to them why you're doing it.
All right. Yeah.
Otherwise, it's going to look just a little creepy.
Well, I've got that. I've got that Wanderer's Ward again. What do you reckon? Yes, it'll give you a bit of a boost on the old armour.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know you can only use it once, but might help.
Why not? Don't know what you're running into.
Okay, so here you go then. I'll do Ogvar, Esther, and myself. Do I need to do anybody else, or?
I can do the other 3 if that way we're all covered.
Okay, yeah,
So,
no problem.
Galen, step over. I'll give you a light blessing.
Okay.
Are you happy to be blessed?
Yes, that would be lovely. Thank you very much. No, sorry.
So I'm gonna,
I shall grasp my holy symbol.
Yes.
Kneel, because I'm happier doing it kneeling, obviously.
Yes, that'll be fine. Thank you very much.
yes, so I'm gonna.
And while everybody else is just waving their arms around and doing shit, I'm going to go tweet, 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 and call. I'm gonna call Rowan
Yep.
back.
Small black furry shape flies right back up.
Why am I talking in Australian? I'm going to call Rowan back.
Small black furry shape flies back out of the tunnel and kind of perches on your shoulder a bit.
Great. I'm going to give him a tickle. I'm going to pop him back in the protective bag that I've got on my left-hand side.
Yep.
Right-hand side,
Okay.
sorry.
Okay.
Okay, so just so we're all on the same page, what does Wanderer's Ward do to us?
Right.
Once.
Wanderer's Ward allows you to. Its duration is 6 hours, and one time within those 6 hours, when attacked by undead, vampires, or werewolves, you can use a reaction to roll a d4 and add the result to your AC.
Okay.
After you've done that, it fades, and the blessing is no longer active.
Okay.
But you have to declare that when you're doing it, and if somebody rolls an attack, before they roll their
Damage.
you have to declare that you're using it.
After the attack, but before the damage.
Well, it can be before the attack if you just want to do it that way. But yeah.
But yeah. Okay.
Okay then.
Okay, so I might as well have a look in. What do you reckon? Yes.
Yeah, go for it, Cuin. See what you can. Just go steady, yeah.
So I'm gonna take a couple of. Is it a circular room?
So what you've got ahead of you is a passageway.
Yes.
With the light, you can see that at the very far end of the passageway, there is a room which opens out into.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna. How far away would you say that was?
About 20 foot away.
I'm gonna cast detect evil.
Yep. You can't detect anything.
Oh, well, I don't seem to be able to sense any evil, so I'll go forward.
Okay.
Okay, so I've got my shield and my morning star
Yep.
with the light on.
How wide is this passageway? Is there room for more than one at the front?
Not really, it's only about 5 foot wide. It's a narrow passageway. You can imagine it's just big enough to get things in and out of.
Ladies and gents, before he gets too far down there, are we going to follow him?
Oh, that's right. Right.
Yeah, I think safety in numbers. At which I'm going to pull the dagger off my left-hand side, and I'm going to cast a light onto the end of it, so we've got a second light.
Okay. Right.
Plenty like that.
Oh, we need to think of an order at which we want to go in behind Cuin then.
Yep.
Yeah, marching order's important.
Esther might have an opinion. Do we think Esther would have an opinion on this? Or does it not matter about Esther's opinion in this particular case? No, don't look at... I'm talking to us. I'm not...
Oh, sorry.
Esther will jump in if she wants to, but until then, do we want to ask Esther her opinion on how we go in? Or are we going to tell Esther how we're going in?
I personally think that the voicer should go in next.
Yes.
Well, I suppose I could go in.
I'm
yeah.
just shoving him in the back. In. I'm saying just go in.
No need to be so forceful.
Just move.
Thank you.
And Esther probably go next.
Well, we need to ask her to.
I think I'll bring it at the back, dearies.
Bring up the rear, just in, protect from behind.
Yes, I'll bring it at the back.
Right, I'll go in behind Gallup.
Ogvar will follow. Elora.
I'll go behind that.
Okay, so our order is Cuin, Gala, Elora, Ogvar, Caddo.
Esther.
Okay.
You didn't go into the room, did you? You just went into
No,
the
I'm
passageway.
just in the corridor. It's about
So it's
20.
20 foot of passage, 6 people in the passage. You won't be far off from the end.
No.
We're
Each
going no,
person's
that's right, yeah.
Each person's 3 foot wide.
Yeah.
Thinking we've got a pack on our back and stuff.
Yeah. So it's pretty much as soon as the last person, Esther, has kind of gone into the tunnel, you're emerging into this room, Cuin.
Okay, so I'm going to have a quick look round, spot check.
Okay, roll me a spot check then.
13.
As you enter the room, you have enough light to illuminate 20 foot around you. So all you can see in this bottom room are crates. There are large wooden crates. The floor is a very rough concrete. You can see there's some slight dips and there's some slight puddles of water from damp, and you can imagine because this grate is open there may be some seawater seeping in rough storms, causing little puddles in the floor and in the corridor. The sides of the corridor around you, they are kind of slippery green with algae and just kind of general slime in that sense. But all you can see are boxes of what looks like supplies. There's a couple of them with cracked open lids, but there's nothing really of importance down here.
So I'm going to reload. It just seems to be a bit of a storing. Obviously I can't see all the way across, but I think I might go a bit further.
Okay. Right, so what are we doing?
So I'm going to take a 5 foot
5 foot step in.
step in.
Yeah.
Who's
I will
coming?
follow suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll move down.
You're all moving up, you're all doing the conga, are we?
If I don't
Well, we
move,
want
nobody
to.
else
We
can,
probably,
so.
if we can, Gaylord, just give Cuin a little bit of flanking support if we can, if there's room.
Yes.
I don't think you can quite get through the door.
Can you
beyond-
not quite
beyond
through?
the
Okay,
gate.
well- Okay.
Yep.
Oh dear. I suppose I'm going a bit further.
Well, yeah, we're all kind of stacked up here a bit, so yeah, we can't go anywhere unless you do.
Yeah, I'll go in a bit further then. Okay, right. Obviously illuminate a bit more.
I will follow suit, but I'm going to the right, I think. Flank
Or
right.
the bottom of the stairs.
Yes. I secure the stairs.
Okay.
Oh well, did we see some stairs?
It's on the.
Oh right, okay.
Where are the stairs? I've got some. Oh, okay, right. So the light is the light reaching the back of the room? 20 foot. How far is that going?
5, 10, 15.
Not quite.
No.
Not quite.
No. So after you've moved further in, you can see more of the room now. You can't quite see the back corners. But from where you're stood, Gala, you can tell that there is a staircase behind you, even though you can't really see it. You can tell that there's a staircase behind you leading up. So yeah, you just see more of this room. There's more dust, there's more cobwebs, more boxes, barrels. It's a general supply room.
Okay.
Okay, Elora's going to move forward. She'll move up to between the Paladin and the fighter.
Ogvar will come through into the room and just step to the left-hand side of the doorway, so others can come in as well.
I'll step just to the right then.
Okay, and then
Yes.
where will Esther go?
She'll go into the doorway. Right. You, Elora, Ogvar, Caddo, you can all make me spot checks as you walk into the room.
Okay,
In fact, as can you, Gallor.
spot check.
Yep.
That's a 6 all in from Elora. Not great.
So 20 all in for Ogvar.
Nat 20 plus.
Just malice and that 20.
Nat 20 is the best you can do.
And an 18
Alright,
from
okay.
me.
Yeah. So if you've got a nat 20,
Yeah.
if you had a 19
Yeah.
plus a 2, a nat 20 would still be better.
Okay. Yeah.
Is that right?
Nat
Yeah.
20 is an automatic succeed.
Oh, there we
If
go.
you roll 20, the rest of us stop rolling.
Okay.
Okay.
Same
So,
in that one.
Yeah.
Gala, Ogvar, and Caddo. As you walk into the room, you notice all this about the room. You notice, these kind of patches of water near the entrance. You've walked through a bit of like water in the tunnel. But the one thing which strikes you all as slightly odd is that in front of Elora, just in front of Elora, is a very, it's about a 5 foot puddle on the floor.
Elora is backing off from that.
You don't know it's there. You rolled a 6.
Shit.
So we see a puddle, yes?
Yes, it is a large puddle on the floor.
What does Galor see with his nat 20?
A large puddle.
Okay.
See if Esther's-
Who's closest? Cuin's closest, isn't he? Apart from Elora.
You smash that puddle.
Cuin, can you see that puddle in front of you?
Well, hold on.
Just watch your foot, you might be sleepy.
Yeah. Don't go in there, we don't know how deep that will be.
Would I automatically see, or do you want me to do a spot check?
If we point it out to him, we could still access the stairs.
Yes.
Because if this room's just a storeroom,
Mm.
we're not here to find stores, are we?
No, no. No, look.
We came in here to get upstairs.
Yeah.
That's why we came in here,
Right, up the stairs then,
to
guys.
get upstairs. Who's for getting upstairs?
Yep.
Yes. Oh,
We
okay.
could... if we come back through this way, we can always stab the puddle later on and see if there's
So
any...
see it. You know, you can always lob something down it to see how deep it is.
No point
not
walking
very-
through water if you don't need to.
Well, exactly, that's very true.
Do you need 10 minutes, Yaz?
No, it's fine.
Ow, that was my knee.
Okay, well,
Unless,
Are there any other
unless,
puddles in the room?
unless you want to walk round the
No,
pub
there
and
were no
explore.
other puddles in the room.
Unless you want to walk, unless you want to walk round the pub and explore the back of the room.
I'll go past it a bit more.
Nope. You can move it.
20 feet.
So the other side of the pub.
You're not in combat, Cole. You can move wherever you want, mate.
Oh, to me.
Okay, and
Barry.
as you do that,
Oh, sorry, buddy.
as you do that,
I am the sacrifice.
Sorry.
9 to hit you.
9.
We found an angry
No.
puddle.
Okay, as you walk past this puddle on the floor, it rears up into a towering. I've lost my text. Into a towering, slimy, transparent substance which flings out a glob of goo in an attempt to strike you.
Yeah.
And everyone can roll initiative.
19.
Oh, helps if you hit the box.
That's on the table.
God.
That's going to be boulders rolling around on there. No,
Do you want to? If you want to.
No, the box works fine, and it's the 5 that's depressing.
Plus your initiative.
Yeah.
6.
6. What on me?
I'm only a 10, so.
Okay, so
a puddle.
what have we got?
With difficulty.
Death by puddle.
Okay, Gala, what did you roll?
19.
It's not going to burn, is it?
Okay, Ogvar.
I know what it is.
5.
I know what it does. I've been there and done that one.
You,
But I
Elora-
don't know that in this campaign.
Elora doesn't.
Elora, what did you roll?
I was 11 all in for Elora.
Kado?
6 all in.
Cuin? Okay. So, this puddle rears up into this towering, transparent ooze, and it's kind of like, because it's transparent, you've got this magical light illuminating the room. It kind of refracts inside it, and it looks like slimy, and you can see like kind of droplets of ooze dripping off back into the main body of it as it swipes at Cuin, and it completely misses. So we've now started combat. Gala, you're up first.
Okay, I'm going to attack it with my sword.
Okay.
My long sword.
Okay, so you're taking a 5-foot step forward to take it, or a 10-foot step forward.
Right, now we'll find out if you can hurt a puddle.
Okay, so you're moving 10 foot forward and you're going to attack it with your sword, so roll to hit.
1d8?
No, roll
no,
a
roll to
d20,
hit.
you'll see if you hit it first.
So you take your
Of course
d20 and then where it's got your attack bonus on the sheet, there we go.
So this one here, your attack bonus for your long
Plus 7.
Yeah, you roll that, add 7.
I'm slightly concerned that the person that's met one of these before is looking really worried.
That's 6 plus 7.
6 plus 7 is 13.
Okay, 13 to hit. And you hit.
Right,
Roll
now-
At least its armor
So your
class isn't
damage
overly
bonus
high.
is 1d8 plus 2. That's d8, yeah.
8?
Hey!
So
Well done.
is that 8
Nice.
plus 2
No,
or
6 plus 2.
6 plus 2?
Nice.
Nice one.
Good start.
Okay, so you've done 8 points of damage, have you?
Yes.
Okay, so make me a reflex save then, please.
Where's that?
It reflects the
be on-
underneath your charisma and reflect.
Oh yeah.
You'll be up, it's the middle one of those 3.
Thank you.
Plus 1.
Okay. Roll a d20
And add 1.
8.
plus 1.
Yeah, so he's
That's
added
the
the
one.
one.
Okay.
All in 8.
Right, so what did you roll?
8.
Okay. As your sword slices through a portion of this ooze, it cuts it away and it kind of drips back down to the main body. However, you hear this hissing sound as the acidic properties of the ooze eat through your sword.
Oh, it's a silver one as well. Does it make it a short sword, or is it just useless now?
Your sword it's about snapped in half.
Oh, I got robbed. I got scammed with that one.
And you can see as this sword is eaten halfway through this sword, and you can see like this chunk of metal, which used to be your sword, kind of crumpling, dissolving and fizzing and bubbling inside this ooze as it's kind of like just disappearing into nothingness.
I assume the rest of us see this happen.
Oh yeah, you all see this happen.
Does anyone want to help?
Don't worry, Gala. Don't worry, Gala. We're in town. You can get a new one.
I hope so.
That looks pretty nasty. Nobody get too close.
Now you tell me.
Okay, so next up we have Esther. Esther's at the back and she's going to say, "Oh dear, an ooze! Ooh!"
God.
That's her turn. Right, next up we have Elora.
Would Elora recognise this? Would she have read anything about it? Would she know
Roll me
anything?
your knowledge nature.
Knowledge nature. Oh shit! I don't even have a knowledge nature, so it'd be a straight D20.
Straight
on
knowledge
it.
then.
It's a 14.
You know it's an ooze. You know they're very nasty and difficult to deal with.
Oh god, it's one of those. I've heard about these. haven't had much dealings with them, but not good news, as you can see. What to do? Where is everybody? Oh my god, Gala's stood right there. That's not good. I'm going to. Elora's going to defer her turn.
Okay.
Stand there.
Well, no, I'm
How far away are you?
I'm about 10 foot away. I'm going to retreat probably 10 foot back in a straight line, and then.
What, to my right?
Oh no, actually, yeah,
Towards
10.
the stairs.
Yeah, I'm going to move 10 foot back.
Well, that way up 1, 2.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm not deferring my turn because I'm moving, aren't I?
Yeah.
Okay, no, I'm just going to step back for a moment.
So next up we have Cuin.
Oh, I say, what's that? Right, okay.
Watch yourself. Watch yourself, Cuin.
Well, I'm going to use. I'm going to use my silver shard.
Yes.
Okay, Moves of a Shard does.
1d4 plus 1 of damage, and it's an automatic hit.
Okay, so roll 1d4.
It works like a magic missile.
Yeah.
So that's 4 points of damage.
Okay,
nice.
so you reach into your pack and you pull out some Moves of a Shard and you just go and you throw it. There's no chance of it missing. It buries deep inside of the ooze before kind of shattering, and you see this ooze kind of writhe back and it kind of draws back into itself from this position where it's been kind of like upwards and like arching over. It draws back into itself and it just kind of wobbles is the best word I can use for it.
Okay.
Yeah, like a jelly pot. It goes.
And then I'm going to take another 5.
I can't hear you because you're nowhere near your mic.
Hold on. Yeah. I'm going to take another 5
5
foot
step back.
Yeah?
Okay, perfect. Next up we have Caddo.
Really don't like the look of this thing.
So now with Cuin moving to the back of the room, you do have, and with Elora on that side, you have basically full visibility of the room now.
Okay.
I think for now I'd just like to move 10 foot to my right. To the base of the stairs.
That's the top of the stairs, so
Yeah.
that's a stone wall.
Is it?
effectively.
You have
Okay.
to go like sort of round it like this towards Elora.
Yeah, about there will do me.
Okay.
How far away from the evil puddle am I?
You're about 10 to 15.
Okay.
Yeah, 15 feet away from the evil puddle will do me, thank you.
Okay, so you've just moved. And then we've got Ogvar.
Okay, so I can move 30 foot and still shoot my bow.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to move across to here, which is 5, 10, 15, 25 foot.
Yep.
So I'm now between myself and the Ooze and Galore.
Yep.
And I'll take a shot with my compound longbow,
Okay.
which I'm in flanking, so
You don't get flanking.
they don't get flanking.
You don't get flanking because it's an ooze and they're immune to flanking.
Okay. Do they class as undead?
No, they don't.
Okay. Okay, I will take a shot with my compound bow, please.
Okay, roll to hit.
Okay. It is a 22.
22 hits.
Okay, and then I'll
Roll
do
your damage.
1d8 plus 1. It does 3 points of damage.
Okay. Okay, so you move round and you release this arrow and it hits the ooze. And you can see that as it travels, it does travel partway into the ooze, but you can see as it travels, it loses its velocity due to the viscosity of the liquid.
Mm-hmm.
And the wood, you can just see the first thing to go is the wood. It starts eating at the shaft of the arrow, and then the fletching goes, and then the piece of silver metal. It does exactly the same as it did with Gala's sword. It fizzes and it bubbles before eventually kind of like being eaten away into nothingness.
Does it look as though it's done some damage to the ooze, though?
Yeah, I mean, when this hits, you see it splash go into the ooze, and you see the ooze kind of like almost billow backwards as it absorbs this damage into it, and it kind of rides a bit, and you see some kind of splashes of liquid start falling off of it and just staying on the floor now.
Okay, yeah, cool.
Okay, and then next up we have the ooze. And unfortunately, as Gala is next to the ooze,
Oh,
Don't know. Didn't. Nobody knew what the hell
okay,
he
the
was.
ooze is going to attempt to slam into Gala.
Oh, you know, what's the DM just rolled? No, you never natted it.
oh.
Oh my god!
I'm so sorry.
Well, it was lovely knowing you.
Shit.
Trust me, I'm sorry.
Does she then have to confirm?
Yes, it does.
So this bright clothes, mate.
Does an 11 hit your AC?
So your AC's up here.
No, 16.
Okay, so it doesn't confirm the critical,
Wow.
but it will still do the damage. So it is due. 11 points of damage to you.
Oh, lovely.
And then make
Don't
me,
lose your original total, just make a
leave that
note.
extra right in the box next to it.
Yeah.
What you got?
and then you can make me a reflex save as well.
Oh, 7.
+3.
No, 7.
Oh,
total.
7 all in.
Yeah.
How far away am I? Oh no, I went the right way.
How good are those
I don't think
5e
that's-
death saving throws?
I don't
anyway?
think that's going to be the biggest problem.
Okay, so as this ooze hits you, it rears back, and you can see that it's basically got the barest contact point with the floor at this point. It rears back into this kind of billowing crest of shiny, slippery, jelly-like liquid, and it slams forward and it smashes into your side. As it does so, the acidic properties of the ooze eat through the side of your clothes, eats through the side of your clothes, and it also...
Oh well, there's always an upside.
Shit.
and splashes from the impact splatter all across the front of your armour and your scale, and there are holes eaten into it, and it's rendered your armour nearly entirely useless.
It's okay, Gala, we're in town. You can get some new ones.
So what's your armour bonus on your AC?
4.
Take that down to a 1.
Sick, Mum. Sick.
I'm really sorry.
It's just a good time,
I genuinely, I'm sorry, I didn't think this through. Right, and now we're on to Gala.
She's such a liar.
The thing is, he can't disengage.
You can.
He's not grappled by it.
He's not grappled, no.
Okay.
Oh, that's something.
Somebody tell him to get away.
Well, he can only. You've got a bow, crossbow, haven't you?
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, I think he might be using it.
That's all I've got left, so I hope so.
Okay, so it's your turn now.
Right, I'm going to move back.
Okay, so you're going to totally disengage.
That's a full. You can't go
full
across.
round action.
You can take a 5-foot step away, But if you want to totally disengage and move right back, it's a full round action. Otherwise, it will attempt to attack you again.
You step out of it. Imagine that ring round.
Yeah.
If you step out of that,
Provokes an attack
it
of
will
opportunity.
attack you because you're
I'll just do the full round of.
Disengage.
Is that right?
I think that's sensible.
Just because if you've lost your armour and your close range weapon, there's no point being anywhere near it, is there?
I am genuinely very sorry.
Where are the bottom of? I can't quite see where the
I'm
bottom of the
literally by the
stairs
bottom
are.
of the stairs now.
Yeah, he's literally on like.
Because we may be getting to the point where either it sounded like Esther had some experience of these, that we ask Esther what's best to deal with it,
I don't think
or
we can have a conversation in the middle of a battle.
Not a full conversation.
you can
Or-
shout across.
or we bug out.
Okay.
We find a way of bugging out.
So, it's Esther's turn now. She's not going to engage in close range combat. What she's going to do, she's pulling out of her longbow, and she's going to roll to hit with her longbow. So she's going to go for 2 attacks because her BAB is split. First one is 22 to hit, so that hits. And it's, what is it, a D8 plus?
It's
It's
just
just a
D8.
1d8.
It's
Is it
1d8.
just standard longbow?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
1d8.
Okay, so she does 4 points of damage on that one. And then she rolls a second time because she's got her split BAB. Plus 6. That is a 22. That hits again. And only 1 point of damage that time. Okay. So Esther she drops down into kind of a crouch pose. She pulls her bow. She fires out one shot, quickly followed by a second. And just like with Ogvar, they disappear and they bury themselves into the jelly, and the arrows disintegrate. But you can see visibly that more kind of liquid is pooling off of this jelly, this ooze, but it isn't actually reforming as part of the ooze. It's just like liquid on the floor now. So you've now actually got an actual puddle around the ooze rather than a fake ooze puddle. Okay, so next up we've got Elora.
Right. Elora is going to pull her backpack round,
Yep.
shuffle quickly, and grab hold of one of the 4 spark stones that she has in her backpack.
Okay.
And she is going to lob this spark stone straight into this thing that is, because there's nobody else in front of her, and there's nobody else in direct contact with it, so she's lobbing the spark stone in. All I've got written down, it's a fist size, so it's not a small thing, it's a fist size lump of stone, and it produces an arc of electricity, bearing in mind this thing is water based. That does a 1d6, but I've got a note here saying within 5 foot for half damage. I'm not quite
just
sure
something
what
else
I meant by
around
that.
it.
Yeah, because
anything
it
else?
arcs.
It arcs.
Yeah,
Oh, to anything else that's in 5
within
foot. Well,
5 foot.
there's nobody. Obviously, I don't want
Okay.
to arc to anyone.
So make me a just make me a throw. So throwing BAB plus strength
BAB plus strength. So
to throw this.
that's a 19 all in.
Yeah, that hits. Okay.
1d6.
So roll me d6.
Please be 6. Bastard! It's a 1.
Right.
1 point of damage.
So
How many of those have you got?
Can't tell you.
okay, so you shuffle through your backpack really quickly, and you pull out this fist-sized chunk of like clay, almost. You chuck it, and it is at such a perfect throw. It lands almost exactly at a 45 degree into the top of this ooze.
Bloop.
A nice bloop. Yeah, literally, just bloop. It sinks down inside, and you watch it sink, and you see it fizzling. And as it makes contact with the floor after kind of slowly making its way to the bottom, it goes bzzz, and it explodes inside the jelly. However, if it had been like a normal creature, you'd have probably had a bigger effect. But because this is like a gelatinous, viscous liquid, the arcing ability of the sparkstone has been severely suppressed. It's not like water; it doesn't flow through water. It just kind of, you see it spark, and the jelly flinches and kind of rears up and splashes back down, and there's more liquid pooling off of it. And you can see that around the bottom edges you can actually see liquid starting to drip down the sides of this jelly now, all on its own. But there's no arcing effect, there's no conductivity from this sparkstone, so it hasn't really worked as you would hope. But it's done some damage. Okay, so that's that. Cuin, you're up next.
Well, it's not really an awful lot I can do, so I'm just going to sort of keep an eye. I'm going to defer my go.
Okay, so next up we have Caddo.
I think this is a crossbow job.
Yep.
So, out crossbow.
Okay, so you draw your crossbow, roll to hit.
And you've got flanking.
No,
I know you can't
don't.
flank.
Can't on this baby. Oh, heavens. That's not going to hit anything. That's a 3.
Yeah.
So is that, it's BAB and what's a crossbow? Is it dexterity?
Yes, dexterity.
Yes, it is.
7 all in.
Hits.
Oh, lovely.
Roll damage.
D8. Wow.
It's a large cube of jelly, it ain't really dodging much.
Fair enough.
Fair dues. 4.
4 points of damage, nice.
Well done, Caddo. Nice one.
Yes.
Dispatch this
Some
thing.
more like that, please.
Okay. So you fire off this crossbow bolt, and where the crossbow bolt differs from the arrow is that it's all metal. So the shaft is made of metal as well. So when you fire off this bolt, it pierces through, and it's suspended in the jelly for longer than Ogvar's arrow was. It doesn't dissolve as fast, but it does get eaten through, exactly like Galor's sword and the arrow tips, but it just takes longer to do. And you can see this really vicious bubbling at this point, and something you may have noticed throughout this fight, from the very first instance of metal being dissolved to now, is that as the fight's gone on and you've done more and more damage, this bubbling of metal, it's become more and more vicious over time as it's trying to eat through the metal. And you can maybe say that its acidic properties look like they're weakening slightly in that sense.
Okay.
So then we have Ogvar.
Okay, I'm going to try and put a stop to this now. I'm going to, because it's early in the morning, I've rested, I have my spell slot back, so I can go with Hunter's Mercy.
Okay.
So,
Hunter's Mercy puts an auto critical hit on, doesn't it?
yes.
Okay.
And I can stack that with my point blank shot at this range as well.
Okay.
So, as before, my eyes glow red and I point at it to mark my target.
Okay. As you point at it to mark your target, there is no red dot appearing in your view. There is no critical hit for this ooze. And your spell fizzles as you expend the spell slot.
Okay. So I'm just down to a normal shot now.
Yes.
Well,
So as
still
far
got
as
the
we're
point blank.
concerned, he's kind of pointed his finger and then not pointed his finger.
Well, whenever he casts Hunter's Mark, all he does is point. You don't see anything actually
Oh,
happen.
we don't.
Well, my
Oh,
eyes
We
glow
know.
red.
He does.
Oh, well, your eyes have glowed red, and then they've just kind of not glowed red. They've just kind of
Fizzled
faded
out.
out.
Elora's kind of frowning. Say, "Come on, Ogvar, what you doing?"
Yes, that's where it is. You're pointing at it, correct? Yes.
Oh, just let me take my shot. Yeah, so obviously my spell has not worked.
Yep.
But I still get my point blank shot.
Yep.
I
So
shall
roll to hit.
roll to hit, yeah. 20.
20 hits.
Okay.
Roll your damage.
So it's going to be a 5 plus a 1 plus a 1. It's going to be 7 points of damage.
Okay. Okay. Your shot pierces into this ooze, and a large portion of its body, its volume, slews away as just water and spreads out across the floor with a splashing sound. And it's reduced considerably in size now, but it's still writhing and moving around in the middle of the room. Cuin, you deferred your turn. Do you want to come in at this point before the ooze?
No. 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 I don't know. I haven't got any ranged weapons, so
Very wide.
Okay.
I'm not getting near that. What?
So, this ooze is, it's the ooze's turn now, and the ooze is going to It's going to move 10 foot towards you, Ogvar. And it's leaving behind it a trail of pool of like water and liquid. And that's where it stops. It can
I don't like the look of this. It's making its way towards me. I don't want to be its friend.
Yeah, but it can go no further.
I don't blame you.
And that's its turn. Okay, so next up we have Gala. Unless you want to come in at that point.
No,
Okay,
I can't think much.
Right
to,
then, I think I might use my crossbow.
Okay.
Try and shoot at it.
Right.
Hopefully not hitting Ogvar, because that would be a bit awkward.
Okay. Roll to hit.
10.
Oh
yeah.
Dexterity.
Doesn't he get a bonus for flanking as well?
No,
'cause
can't
there's no
flank
range.
it.
Oh, 16.
Oh no,
then.
because he's not within.
Okay,
has no
16 hits. So roll your damage.
4.
4 points of damage. Nice.
Good. Let's get this thing down.
Okay. You draw your crossbow. You take aim. You pull the trigger.
Oh no.
The bolt flies true. And where this ooze is kind of reared up backwards in preparation to try and like strike Ogvar next time it's got an opportunity, your bolt pierces straight into it. And as your bolt hits it, the entire thing collapses into liquid, dragging the bolt down where it clatters onto the floor, and it just spreads out in this wet, silvery pool of liquid. And it's dead.
As it spreads out, Ogvar sort of just flattens himself against the wall going,
Congratulations, you've killed an ooze.
Nice shot there, Gale. What?
Well, thank you.
Thank God for that.
You owe me a pint.
Good. I'd rather pay for the pint than the new sword.
Well,
And the mail.
He lost his armour as well, didn't he?
Yeah. I don't
With
think.
its severely battered armour now.
Right.
Elora's going to take. She's going to take a copper piece out of her pocket,
Yeah.
and she's just going to drop it into the pool of water that's left behind
Yeah.
to find out whether it's still acidic.
You've got a soggy copper piece.
Cool. Okay, guys, I think that's all right. It's not melted the coin.
It's,
is my bolt still there? Or has that been eaten
Oh,
away?
that'd been- if it was-
The
if it
last
was-
bolt.
the
Yeah.
very last bolt. Give me... Okay, you have a 1% chance. Pick me your number.
Alright then.
Nope.
Oh.
Your bolt, in that moment of contact and the sheer amount of kind of leftover acidic jelly crashing down on it, it's completely melted it away.
Oh.
And I was thinking at one point of doing my silver dagger. Doing a flick, but it was like, nah.
So, now seeing that the ooze is well and truly lost its acidic properties, Ogvar is going to sort of like sidle around the side of the room back towards Esther at
Yep.
the door.
Okay, so you're all out of combat now, it's all free action, and Essie goes, oh, well, that was a terrifically good shot.
Well,
Elora's just going to walk round. Obviously, she can see that the room is obviously circular. She's just going to walk around and make sure there's nothing else. Is there anything else that she can see on the walls? Anything else that's down there that would be of any interest or any value at all?
Make me a spot check. Just Elora.
That's a 13 all in.
You don't find anything of any interest, really. It's just... you know,
Correct.
yeah, it's just there's supplies, boxes, barrels, pieces of machinery which you could imagine would be used for the upkeep of the place, but there's nothing of any importance.
I'd rather have used the front door. I could have done without this.
Well, maybe it's best we go and get out.
Gala,
Unlocked.
are you all right? Your
bit
armour's
cold.
looking a bit the worse for wear, and you've got half a sword. Are you going to be all right?
well, I don't know. My beautiful outfit's ruined.
Well, as I say, we're in town.
That's
But
all right.
as
then.
long as you're all right, that's all that matters.
Less peacock, more peanut.
If
well-
you don't shut that bag up, Elora, I am going to.
What are you
Going
going to do?
going
Fight me? Got no sword.
Oh, you cheeky little so-and-so. I'm sorry. If you ever want to get rid of that bag, please can I chuck it in the sea?
Well, I had to tell you this, Gala, but I actually quite like my bag. Thank you very much.
Well, I don't. He's a pain in the arse.
Well, that's your opinion.
And he's spiteful. He's mean.
Well, you might thank him one day.
What, for
Best
making,
not to make an enemy out of him.
For making a snide comment about my beautiful dress. Well, not dress. Jacket.
Yeah, dress.
Oh,
Like a girl.
Damn it! No, not like a girl. Not like a girl.
Ladies and gents, can I suggest we make it up the stairs before we find another angry puddle?
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go.
I think it might be best to get the door unblocked so we have an easy route of escape.
Let's get up those stairs.
After failing to infiltrate the lighthouse from the ground floor, the group elect to make an ominous climb down the rocky promontory, using a ridiculous roping system in order to breach the basement and gain entry. A seemingly shallow puddle offered more than simply wet feet, taking the glitter of Gallo's glorious ego and rendering his wardrobe almost unwearable.
Thank you for listening to our podcast. Having you as a listener means everything to us. So, whichever streaming service you choose to listen to us with, please give us a like, subscribe and follow. We would love for you to join us on our Facebook or Twitter page, where you can catch up with all of our latest news. While you're waiting for the next episode of Secrets of the Silver City, why not pop over to our website, where you can read all of the information about this campaign, from backstories to setting. All of the links are in the bio of this episode. Join us again next week for the next instalment. Thank you for listening.